Okay, I'm Jonathan.
And I'm Lewis.
So Mr. Lewis is going to be my mentor for the program, and this is our introductory meeting.
Okay.
So maybe first we can talk about some of the expectations you have, like general classroom expectations, things to look out for.
Well, short term, I think to be with the kids, some of the goals we want is to practice consistency with them, to get them used to a consistent program that they're going to be using each day.
What do you think are some of the kind of like for engagement? What do you think are some good things to look out for like keeping the kids engaged?
Playing games with them, any kind of hands-on activity with the kids, especially if you can get like the real things out here.
What about timing? Do you think things should be more like fast-paced or slow-paced?
I think it should be more slow-paced. I think the slower the pace, we can get a consistent range of abilities on all levels with all the kids. Because with fast, of course, you're only going to get a few that can go carry along with it.
Mm. So probably I'll try to make sure things aren't moving too fast so nobody gets lost.
Right.
Try to keep things fun and maybe use games to keep the kids engaged.
Yeah.
And try to stick to some consistent routines, especially in the academics, just to make sure they're kind of repeating and tracking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, yeah.
Are there any kids, when you think about, we've got 8 kids
Right.
between us, are there any kids that you think are either like a little bit ahead or a little bit behind who might need some special attention?
Well, with the kids that are ahead, I'd say right now, Yusei's on both sides of it because he's ahead with the writing and the phonics and he totally gets the system. But he's more of a disciplinary issue with him. He doesn't listen real well. He doesn't like to follow instructions. So we have to spend some extra time on correcting him. At the same time, spend extra time with him, like on with the phonics. Giving him a little extra challenge or asking him to write longer sentences.
So kind of, supporting and challenging with the academics, but kind of like keeping an eye on him for the behavior.
Yeah, but with the behavior thing, it's because it's starting to mix in with the academics, so I'm finding that I'm having to be more of a disciplinarian towards him, and it's taking away from his academic side. So I'm trying to find the balance for that right now, if I should keep pushing him with the discipline, or if I should just focus on the academic side.
Sure. Then there's kids like Takuto is doing pretty well all around, and he's still pretty young. Maybe try to push him to do things that we're expecting the older kids to do.
Yeah. I think if they have the potential, especially because right now in this setting where the classes are so small, if they've got the potential, I guess on both sides, whether if they're disciplinary or they're academically inclined, like with such a small class, we should have more time to be able to spend with them on either end of the spectrum.
So like kind of pushing forward the kids who are excelling. And kind of like holding a hand up to the kids who are struggling.
Yes.
Yeah, and struggling would probably be Takeru.
Right. Takeru is probably the.
So the next couple weeks, once the clinicals start, I think the first week is kind of a baseline lesson. So just something to kind of be able to compare off of. And then after that, every week is going to have like a different focus. So we'll try to be targeting something. So like I think lesson 2 is student development. Lesson 3 is learning differences. So that's going to carry on for the whole, 11 weeks after that. So I think this kind of breaks it down with some options, but it looks like I'll probably be videotaping a lesson a week, and we'll be talking about it. What do you think? There's plenty of classes. I think between the math, the phonics, and circle time and theme time, there'll be plenty of chances to try and like pick a class that might suit the week's theme, right?
Right.
And I was thinking, for student development, which is the first like real themed week, maybe doing, because we've been talking about updating the school and classroom rules. Maybe doing like a circle time, talking about the classroom and school rules.
Oh, right.
So we can kind of, since we have 4 tiers of kids, the early DD1s, old DD1s, new DD2s, and old DD2s, maybe kind of showing how as you get older you take on more responsibility.
Right.
And talk more about how, the older you get, the more of a role model you are, and maybe see how that would fit in with student development.
Yeah, I think that would fit well. With giving them it's a sense of responsibility for each level they go through, something that they're in charge of,
and being aware that where they are, they've come
they're not
a
just
long way. Some of the young
ones.
ones still have a ways to go.
Right.
And that the older kids, they are kind of, they should be showing the rest of the kids what to do.
Yeah.
So it might be a way to incorporate that. Learning differences was kind of about incorporating student difference or cultural backgrounds and different points of view into things, which is hard because we don't have the most varied classroom. But I was thinking that'll be around early December. So maybe do a Christmas lesson, trying to talk about maybe what Christmas is like back home or what's different between Japan and America. Maybe see if Kai wanted to talk about Vietnam. Maybe or Miss Rie could come and talk about Korea maybe. Maybe just an intro Christmas, but with kind of multicultural perspectives.
Right.
Do you think that would, the rubric that I'll be judged on for all these lessons? And it's kind of like the way we do our assessments for the kids. We have the 3 levels, beginning, progressing, and established, right?
Right.
I think here there's incomplete, insufficient, basic, proficient, and outstanding. So I guess 5 levels instead of 3. It seems like proficient is always just kind of does everything you're supposed to do.
Right.
Basic is a little bit under par, and then insufficient and incomplete, kind of self-explanatory. But outstanding is something we don't do, which is pretty good, kind of going beyond what the curriculum calls for,
Right.
or the assignment calls for.
Right.
And then they're all kind of being based off of a number of different specific points. So instead of just I give this lesson a B, maybe this was strong, this was weak. And that'll probably help from lesson to lesson me improve. Do you have any questions about the rubric, or?
Are these the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? These are the 6 things you're measuring?
And I think this is the first week's
rubric.
It's gonna
change.
So I think the rubric kind of changes week to week. So where the first week doesn't really have valuing students.
Right.
So I think some of them are kind of general and seem like they repeat, but some of them are specific to whatever learning differences.
Right.
So then you'll have a more specific standard that it's kind of
pinpointing individuals on that part. Right?
Exactly.
Okay, I see.
So maybe if it is a lesson that's focusing on student difference,
Right.
maybe there won't be as much about academic achievement.
Yeah.
But at least it'll help kind of see what parts of the learning differences I'm doing okay at and what parts didn't work.
I can see, yeah. If you got a great lesson plan and you had everything nice and going, but then the levels weren't. It was just there was ones that needed more than others, and it wasn't.
Yeah. Or if I had a great plan going in and didn't execute it very well.
Yeah.
Then maybe I could get maybe you did proficient on the lesson plan, insufficient or basic on the execution. Things like that.
I see.
Which actually seems helpful, and I like the way we do it here too, where you don't just go your kids are doing great. Your motor skills are good. It's can trace lines, can do this.
It breaks it down. It breaks all those pieces down. Yeah. Okay. I see.
Yeah, and I think that's.
This is 12 weeks here. 11 weeks of this. Week.
Every week.
It'll be.
And I think it'll be pretty easy to fill out. I think it is just kind of that. Proficient, basic, proficient, insufficient, whatever it is. And we'll do a little meeting, so probably observe the classes and then do a little feedback, either video or audio about it.
Okay.
12 weeks.
Yeah.
Long, but not too long. And thank you very much.
You're welcome.